Martial arts is important to me because it gives me confidence to carry myself with my back straight, chest forward, and keep my chin up, look people in the eyes when I talk to them. Martial arts also keeps me in very good shape, not to back down to bullies or to be scared in a confrontation. Martial arts also makes me a happier person because I love to do it. My name is Jonnie, the Youngblood Broad, and I'm 21 years old. I'm a professional martial arts fighter. I train out of Tuason Martial Arts. I teach martial arts classes to kids and adults in the school, as well as train here. My first experience in martial arts was doing karate classes in a martial arts dojo when I was a kid, in a belt system. I used martial arts when I was a kid to gain confidence and to work towards my goals and become better in school. I'm always competitive with all the sports that I do, and school and everything that I've always done, I was competitive. In martial arts, I wanted to be the best and win the fights and the tournaments. So when I started training, I wanted to go to tournaments. I trained to do tournaments and to fight in the ring and do the Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and everything. It has to start somewhere, and it starts at tournaments. And then you work your way up into doing amateur fights and pro fights, which is what I did. And so after a few tournaments and traveling around the world to do world championships, I transitioned into the MMA cage as an amateur. I worked my way up the ranks, and now I am a professional fighter, undefeated. I have black belts in several disciplines of martial arts, including ITF Taekwondo, WTF Taekwondo, and Shotokan Karate. I'm also working towards my black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I have an extensive background in wrestling and submission grappling and kickboxing. Lorraine Lapidatu is my mentor and manager and head instructor, and Blake Lorette is my striking coach, as well as Brock Stone, who's my grappling instructor, and Dennis Kang, who is my MMA and wrestling coach. Dennis Kang, he's a big name. Dennis Kang fought in the UFC, in Pride, he fought in Battlefield and on all sorts of organizations all around the world. And so Dennis Kang is a well-renowned name, and most people in MMA know Dennis from the last generation of MMA, and since he's retired, he's become a coach, and he's one of my coaches. Brock Stone, he's a black belt under Magaton Diaz and Sensei Trevor Clarkson, and so Brock's been studying Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 20 years, and he runs a martial arts school, and so he has lots of knowledge to pass on to me. Blake Lorette, Blake the Blade, is my Muay Thai and kickboxing instructor. He's a world kickboxing champion, as well as a former martial artist and movie actor himself. He was a stuntman, and so Blake provides many different tools to my striking arsenal. Lorraine Lapidatu is my martial arts instructor and sensei and mentor. So Lorraine helps me with all of my martial arts and rounds me out as a martial artist as a whole, as well as the mental aspect of life and everyday life as a fighter and a person. My goal as a fighter is to break into the UFC. I want to work my way up the ranks and be a UFC superstar, the next big Canadian mixed martial artist to break on the scene. Yeah, my first fight, it was surreal. So I fought somebody much older than me, and it was with a live audience of lots of people and lots of bright lights. And because it was my first fight, there was a lot of pressure on me. I had the fans screaming and the kids from the martial arts school who support me and my students. And so winning the first fight was important, and winning the first fight with something that's very interesting for people to see. So it was done with an armbar on the ground, which went well for me, and it sort of boosted my my status in the rankings and helped make a nice entrance into the MMA world. Kata is important because it's the history of martial arts, and definitely most fighters don't know even what kata means. They've never seen a kata before, or they don't understand it. And so it's a good thing to preserve the tradition of martial arts. And maybe it doesn't apply to MMA necessarily in a cage. It's more for the mindset. It's the mind, body, and spirit. And as a martial artist, you try to master yourself. It's self-mastery. And so kata definitely helps you to work on form, breathing, focus of the mind, to remember a sequence, a pattern of moves. But most importantly, yeah, it's form, your form as a martial artist. You don't kick sloppy, you have to kick with good technique, you have to chamber your punches and your kicks. And so kata rounds you out and sharpens your martial arts abilities and makes you a more well-rounded martial artist opposed to somebody who just knows how to punch and kick. Yeah, what do I do to prepare for a fight? So I'm an advocate for doing weight training and strength and conditioning. I think it's important to be in good shape as well as to look good, because I'm an athlete and so I need to carry myself with pride. And if I'm in shape, that means the people watching me, they know that I train hard and I work hard. I have to be proud of myself and I need to look good. It's maybe a little bit of a, like, oh, he wants to look good, he's whatever. Yeah, of course, I need to look very good and to be strong. That's one thing, a warrior, a gladiator. Physical training for me is very important because I want to keep myself in good shape, and I want to show the kids as well that you need to keep yourself in good shape. The diet in everybody's life is very easy to stray, and you can eat bad food and junk, and as a result, your body suffers from that, and so you can see that. And I want kids to look at me and say, wow, look at the muscles, and he's so strong and athletic and fit. I want to be like that. I need to be a role model and an advocate for fitness, for the youth, and for the adults that I teach as well. I need to represent the martial artists of the masters of the mind, body, the body, and the spirit. Every fight starts standing, and nowadays they really end up on the ground fast. If you don't know what you're doing on the ground, you can get caught quick. So you have to be a good fighter on the ground, because grappling is always evolving. It's evolving as a sport. And so there's new tricks, and there's always new things that you have to be ready for and watch out for so you don't get caught on the ground. Then again, every fight starts standing, and so my background is with striking. Every fight starts on the feet. I need to be able to punch and kick very well, so I train a lot of striking as well. So the day, kind of a day looks like a workout in the morning with the weights, strength and conditioning, followed by a noon workout, could be striking or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then in the evening do some martial arts or go to the pool for a swim. The next thing is diet, having a clean diet and living clean, you know. So cutting out bad foods and sugars, staying disciplined, and not doing certain things I might want to do because I have to keep my mind strong, and I have to stay away from temptations and practice discipline, because when I practice discipline leading up to the fight and in a training camp, my senses are sharp, heightened, and so I'm more prepared to hurt somebody, because every day is a bit more tense for me. So kind of helps, they work together, even though it can be a bit frustrating sometimes to live a strict, disciplined lifestyle. Definitely, I would like to see the kids stay away from the couch and their iPad and their video games, because that's easy to lose focus. I want to see them doing sports, getting out of the house, playing outside on a nice sunny day, and taking advantage of all the other things that life has to offer other than the screens. And in this way, they're going to see different changes in their physical development, and they'll be proud of themselves for doing that.